who Bill Burr was until I met the man. Half my married to the street without a wedding band. I done peeped that all these rappers won't be secondhand. My pop said I'd be broken, barely eat. I should've bet the man. Yeah, cause I'm way, way, way up. Long ways from the days I evade valet stores. Couldn't pay nowadays, all the cake I make us is enough to buy about 100 trucks. From Mercedes, I resage Chukwueze. Then my babies, label hit be trying to sway me. Pay me, wrote the game 2020, you can see it plainly. Can't nobody play me, I kill everything innately. At the helm of the mothership of drip, you can see me leaking. Shh, be quiet, a real speaking. Voice of God, every word I jot, feel the spirit breathing. Best new artist, but the way I cook, very seasoned. Everything around me moving, like bachata. Usher told me do it my way, Frank Sinatra. Been a shotter, been locked in with my cutters. Now I got them raving how I'm big on lines. Hello, de nata. Sheesh. On God, I'm a dog, bro. Need a clergy collar, dodging fleas from you, dog. Adversely, I affect the demon with this God flow. Then put out my queen and yell out bravo. Yeah, we on baby number quattro. Yeah, my whole crib look like an art show. Yeah, pockets on avocado. I'm like a bird, let me fly away. Nelly Furtado, bye.
Cause you be in your zone when you winning on your own when you winning. Wake up, look out the window, see the rose in the Bentley when you winning. When you winning, when you winning. Oh, you ride designer clothes when you winning. Keep when you winning. People all in your business, gotta ride with it tinted when you winning. When you winning, when you winning. Yo, she.
From a city that has hosted 10 Super Bowls, here's a look inside the Caesars Superdome in New Orleans. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here, as it'll be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the New Orleans Saints. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Hey, we're good, we're good.
In his 7th season now, here's Alvin Kamara. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Buccaneers, they were terrific a week ago in that victory over Tampa Bay, Charles.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Pretty explosive run on that inside handoff, and when you're a runner of his caliber, you don't need a big crease.
You really don't, but also what we're seeing is an offensive line that's taking charge at the point of attack, aren't we? Not only are they controlling the initial contact, they're actually utilizing what they call the strain, the next 2 to 3 seconds, to continue to move people.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6. The Saints had 0-3 here to begin the campaign. And you hate to have to say it this early in the season, but getting close to must-win time, is it not?
And I totally understand why you expressed it that way, because it's so early in the season, it feels like hyperbole. But I think you are spot on this one. Yes, there's still time to turn things around, but they've got to start to win right now if they have any hopes of trying to make the playoffs.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
The 22 is the line to gain here on third down. Now Carr. There's Chris Olave. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. Here we go with Kamara. And he gets this down to the 18, good enough for a first down. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion, and defensively pure frustration. So this offense able to convert on 4th, and now a fresh set of downs here, 1st and 10. Into the red zone, it's Carr. Rush coming, and he's taken down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down on the sack.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go, and now it's 3rd down. This now play number 9 on the opening drive, but it's 3rd and long. Working out of the gun, Winston. Pass taken in by his big tight end. Touchdown, Saints. Jerome Johnson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Saints will jump on top of the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. And they'll accept that penalty. Now another shot here at the PAT. And it's good as the Saints have a 7-0 lead. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Now Mayfield and the Bucs come up on 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. Down the first carry for Chase Edmonds. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The play over before it really got started thanks to Pete Werner.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Run.
Here's Mayfield. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. field. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Here comes the Buccaneers punter now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And it's fielded at the 34. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. And that's a ball that he is going to want to keep, his first career interception in the National Football League.
And I love what teams do when that happens. You bring the ball to the sideline, the equipment guy grabs it, he puts a piece of tape on it, writes on it so that you know what it is, and then they tuck it away so that you can have it for later and put it on your mantle. Pretty good deal for him right there. Now he's eager to get back out on the field and get his second one.
They'll run on first down, Edmonds, and he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. You look at this Saints defense. There are 32 teams in the NFL, and they're just better than 50% of them at defending the pass, number 16 in the league.
And while teams don't like to talk about it, they're pretty proud of their rankings. But this ranking is going to be put to the test today, because they're going up against a top 5 passing offense in this one.
2nd down and another run with Edmonds. And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31. In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. That is caught. And in for the Buccaneers touchdown. Mike Evans, 31 yards. And the Buccaneers are an extra point away from evening this one up. Chase McLaughlin on for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Been a little bit of an interesting start. The first drive for him, Charles, they had the passing touchdown. The second drive, he threw the interception. So we'll see what this third drive of the ball game brings.
Yeah, it's kind of a tiebreaker, isn't it? I mean, that's the tough part for them and for him, because, yeah, things went really well in that first one, not so well on the second one. He wants to get back to what he did to get this game going.
Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8. Card out a throw. On the check down, he finds Kamara. Room past the 35. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So the completion good for 7 there. And it'll leave him with 3rd and a full yard to go. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. 52 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. fake the handoff. Now Carr. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. It's Devin White, the linebacker, and they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
So rare to see any quarterback toss back-to-back interceptions in the NFL, regardless of status or experience. Whether it's him personally or just the offensive game plan, I think this defense is reading something out there, and they're holding the upper hand.
Regular. Hey!
Here's a give to Edmonds running to the right. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. On the stop there defensively, Marcus May with the tackle.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
On third down, they run with Edmonds. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter. On 1st and 10, Mayfield. He finds his target, it's Evans. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. Now a run straight ahead with Edmonds. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
Hey, alert 33. What's up?
Second down and another run with Edmonds. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Edmonds. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Chase Edmonds, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bucs have taken the lead. Well, they were looking to pick up the first down on 3rd and short. They got a little more than they bargained for, finding the end zone as well.
And oftentimes in short yardage situations, you get a lot of defenders stacked near the line of scrimmage, partner. So if you can get past that first wave, there's usually room to roam, and he found it.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. From his end zone, here's Rashid Shaheed. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but yeah, from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. On 3rd down, here's Kamara. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. And they're going to speed things up here. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Palmer going to go in motion left. That's out wide for Palmer. And they get Tristan Wirfs, first-round pick in 2020. Another carry now for Edmonds. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Second and 10. Palmer going to go in motion left. On second down, this is Edmonds. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. 62 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half. And the tight end goes in motion left. On the handoff, it's Edmonds. Down at the 35, it'll be second down. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Now a 2nd and 6. Now a give to Edmonds. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Running left, here's Edmonds. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on third down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Here's Edmonds. Down to about the 22 here. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, this from 39. And this one is right through. And that will do it for this first half. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. A 10-point game, 17-7 the score as we get back to it on EA Sports. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They'll start on the ground with Edmonds. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets them back now for second down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Play fake, Mayfield. This is caught by Evans. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. On the carry, it's Edmonds. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. From the 46, here's the 2nd and 5. Again, they run with Edmonds. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped.
Hey, alert!
On the ground, it's Edmonds. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. They run it here with Edmonds. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. Peyton Turner, such an athletic rusher, and you saw it on that stop.
That was well defense right there. He saw the play in front of him and able to hold the point of attack. Then he sheds it and goes and makes a tackle for a loss.
They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. They'll run with Edmonds. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And quickly they get to the line. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go to the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. They're indeed going. It's Mayfield. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this 3rd quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind. And we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And they just got a little help from their defense forcing the turnover. Now can they make that pay off in points?
They need to, partner. They're down on the scoreboard. Need to take advantage of those opportunities. And this is a good one right in front of them.
They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 73 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
A quality run by Kamara, who's the same dependable and often spectacular back the Saints drafted in 2017. Another season of nearly 900 yards rushing and 500 receiving yards.
Nice little juke. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. It's another first down and what will be a gain of 21 yards. Again, it's Kamara. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's second down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
2nd and 7. A give to Kamara running right. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. Here comes 3rd down and 7. Now Carr. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Out now is the field goal unit for New Orleans. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10. Well, whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin this second half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others,
there he goes left side. Now he's loose at the 40. Then he will finally be taken down. But how about that play? It's a big one on the final act of the 3rd quarter. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Bucs. They've got the football. They also are in front here on the scoreboard as we start the 4th. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. A quick throw caught by Evans out wide. Touchdown! Mike Evans. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Bucs are going to be moving to 4-0 as they extend their lead. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index because now it's a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Now!
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
This one taken in by Olave. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And now that sets up 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. And this will wind up a Saints 1st down as he gets it up past the 35. Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the 1st down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Inside the 10, and it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. So a fourth quarter pick six here, and that one might put this game out of reach, CD.
I certainly agree with that, partner, and I know one thing, though. That team that just got the pick six, they're going to keep playing until this one's over. Better be careful. They're looking to get another one.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses them about 4 yards. Carr going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10 at their own 21. He'll start with a give to Kamara. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
Meanwhile, Carr's throw caught by Olave. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 14 yards is the pickup. First down, New Orleans. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Stuck for a loss by the safety, Antoine Winfield Jr. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Throwing now is Carr. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Levante David. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. Well, just another reason to celebrate there on the defensive side with the interception, and this is a game that they clearly have firmly in their grasp.
Yeah, a lot of handshakes, a lot of hugs, a lot of smiles. It's been their day.
Run.
The tight end in motion right. They'll run on first down. Edmonds taking it right down Broadway. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Now they'll put a receiver in motion left. Off the option, that's complete. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Trey Palmer, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Buccaneers up the lead to 4 scores now here in this 4th quarter. McLaughlin now to add the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss. Now Carr. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Carr will try it again on 2nd down. And now here's another interception. Picked up by Jamel Dean. He's to the 10. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping they're holding a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap one.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
On the return, the Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. It's a gain of 34. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Kamara up the middle. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
2nd and 6. Shotgun now for Carr. Complete to Olave on the out route. And out of bounds right around the 20. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
His college teammate Garrett Wilson of the Jets won the award, but Chris Olave was very much in contention for Rookie of the Year honors as well. The only other rookie over 1,000 yards last season, he really looked worthy of that number 11 overall pick.
And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
Yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28. So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. And the Buccaneers able to recover. Their hands team does its job. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry up.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 47-yard line.
That's taken in by Palmer. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. They go play action. Mayfield. He's got his target. That's complete. The Bucs forced to use their 3rd and final timeout. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And the Saints are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line. Well, every lineman knows the rule. You only get a 1-yard buffer beyond that line of scrimmage, and then the flag is thrown, and he got tagged for it there. Well, the lead late in the fourth, but Mayfield's going to throw it toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
Third and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. Mayfield looks to throw. And this will be caught. Well, forget taking the knee. Some late gamesmanship here as they throw for a late touchdown. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for Tampa Bay, that early momentum continues here as they move to 4-0. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, they'll sink now to 0-4. And they'll look to get back in the winning.
I can teach you how to get paid, how to get by, and how to get fly. I can teach you how to get cake, if not the whole thing.